BrenTech here, where tech is made simple. So up until recently, a simple way to bypass the system requirements to install Windows 11 on unsupported hardware would be to run this command when running the setup of Windows 11. Setup space / product server. And then Windows would skip the hardware requirements check and you'd be able to install the OS on a device, as an example, that doesn't run or doesn't have the TPM2 Trusted Platform Module 2 requirement, just to mention one example. Now it seems that this could all be set to change. And in last week's latest Canary channel build 27686, which I posted on, and I'll leave that link down below and in the end screen, because that build is quite important, because Microsoft now is jumping over the 24H2 26,000 range of build now into the 27,000s. So in effect, this latest Canary channel build could be the first workings of a possible Windows 12 next year, although Microsoft hasn't officially confirmed that, as I've mentioned, or next year's annual feature update that will be version 25H2. But nonetheless, getting back to the point. So in that Canary channel build from last week, Bob Pony, once again over on X, has noticed something interesting, that the command line, the setup product server, as I mentioned, now that workaround for bypassing the system requirements check doesn't work anymore in last week's Canary channel build. So I thought this was interesting. So it seems now that Microsoft is clamping down even further now to stop you using unsupported hardware to run Windows 11. And by the way, the closer we actually get to next year's annual feature update or a Windows 12, and as the months tick by and clock by, the more new devices that come out, we're actually going to be seeing less unsupported hardware, because every device basically that comes out now, when it comes to Windows, is able to run Windows 11. So as the months and the years go by, we should start seeing a lot less of unsupported hardware. But nonetheless, just to keep this all in balance, although Microsoft seems now to be removing this bypass trick to install Windows 11 on a device that doesn't meet the requirements, there are still a couple of workarounds. So we've got to kind of keep this in balance, because as I posted about 4 months or so ago, the recently released Windows 11 24H2 LTSC that's leaked online back then, now I'm talking about at the beginning of April, you could be able to install it on unsupported hardware. So there's still one workaround. You can install version 24H2 on unsupported hardware. And then there are still one or two other tricks you can use and bypasses that do exist, like using Rufus and Ventoy, which prepare the installation media to bypass the system requirement checks. And that means that you don't have to go into the registry and do registry hacks and so on. So although Microsoft seems now to be removing this bypass, as mentioned, there are still ways to get around, if you want to, for whatever reason, install Windows 11 on unsupported hardware. So thought this was interesting, and just putting it out there that Microsoft seems to be clamping down now a little bit stronger and further. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.